Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Anthony Totri, joined tonight by only Shawn DePaz. Shane Diefenbach is off tonight, having way too much fun, as you and I, Shawn, sit here in misery trying to fathom and understand what just took place here at DFA.
Pure pain. Shane is gambling in New Orleans. Just spared from this pain and misery, and we get to live here and deal with it.
You're right. We do. We get to live here, deal with it, try and comprehend how ASU blew a lead to the Trojans. They lose by a final score of 58-53. The tough part is, Shawn, ASU led for a lot of that last 5 minutes, and the fouling at the end really kind of gave it away.
Yeah, this is not like that, like the last USC game where we started hot and then it kind of just all fell off. Like, this is a game that it felt like we were in the entire time and should have won, to be honest. And it just didn't happen there at the end. I think this one hurts a lot more than the last one did, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. You're talking the last time ASU played USC?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the two very different games. For a second there, early on, it looked like USC was just going to run away with it. At one point, I believe they were up 14-5 or 14-2 in the first half. ASU kind of stormed back. Defensively, the Sun Devils looked really, really, really good. 11 blocks, 3 steals tonight against a top 25 team in USC. They held them to just 58 points, but just the fouling, man, the fouling at the end just proved to be too much. And again, you could look at that last couple possessions, and you could argue those whistles by the refs who were blowing calls at literally everything tonight. ASU finishing with more than 20 fouls. And at the start of the second half, they had 4 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the half. That's not winning basketball right there.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to win when almost everybody is in foul trouble. Like you said, USC shot 25 free throws, ASU shot 8. That differential is not. You're not going to win games like that.
No.
This was a game that. The interesting thing about this is that I feel like a lot of times we're talking about how ASU needs to play a perfect game in order to beat a team like this. That's not the case. That was not really the case here. I feel like ASU, was clearly the better team, and USC did not play well. And it was really just those last couple of minutes where things didn't go well, where everything kind of fell apart. But otherwise, I feel like this was a game that they should have won, despite the fact that they were struggling, or that some of these things weren't going their way, and obviously didn't. I mean, at a certain point, obviously, we with that Stanford game, the fouling was ridiculous to a point where you have to question the Pac-12 refs, but it's now consistently a problem where ASU is not getting to the free throw line as much as their opponent, and they're fouling way too much. So at a certain point, you have to blame ASU. And I agree that some of the foul calls were a little ticky-tack, but ultimately, what are you going to ultimately? I don't think they were calling this game unfairly, so I don't blame anybody other than the Sun Devils.
Chris, I'm with you. What the foul? Honestly,
that's right.
At that point when they had 4 fouls in 2 minutes, I was just like, you're almost in awe. I want to get your perspective. Do you think it's in terms of the fouling, is it just being too aggressive? Is it their lack of size and they're trying to make up for it in aggression, or overall, what is attributing to such an excessive amount of fouls?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I feel like there's the fact that they don't drive to the basket the way that a lot of other teams do, so they don't get as many fouls, so the numbers always look a little skewed. I think in certain points you saw there was just stupid fouls. I forget who it was, but there was one point where there was USC rebounded the ball and somebody on ASU just jumped on them as if they were trying to grab a jump ball, but it was clearly just what are you trying to do there? It's just a variety of things that just ASU I don't think is doing right. That is kind of causing all of this, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
ASU
undefeated and moral
undefeated.
victories. This
I
doesn't even
mean,
feel like a moral victory though. This seems like a moral defeat. Like,
this is worse than all. This is, in my opinion, this loss is worse than U of A. It's worse than the U of, or it's worse than the first USC game. It's on the cusp of being as bad as that Stanford one because like this one felt so winnable. This
yeah,
one
no,
was a winnable game.
this feels real bad. This feels like San Francisco full, like not as bad as losing on a full court buzzer beater, but damn near. Like this was a game because like this was a game where ASU seemed like all right, they've kind of gotten the things together. They were playing outstanding defense. A game, like
Yeah.
I said, that they should have won. And like the fact that they didn't is just like, what am I supposed to believe? Like,
Are you questioning everything your existence at this
yeah,
point?
I'm questioning my entire existence. This is how I feel. I feel like Shane right now. This was Shane near the end of the game. Um, this was Shane at the beginning of the game, just kind of happy, just getting ready to
He had a
gamble.
smirk. There was
He had
hope.
a smirk. He felt good. He felt too good. Maybe because he didn't actually have to watch the game, and I believe he did watch it a little bit, but he was in a casino in New Orleans, and then this was him at the end, like I said,
He
and
ended up like that.
this was all of us. This is all of Tempe, all
That's how
of
you
Sun Devil
know, though.
Nation.
That's how you know Shane has watched a lot of ASU basketball because he sent that photo like 2 minutes to a minute 30 left in the game when
Yeah,
ASU was like tied. So he knew that this was just bound to happen. And I tweeted from the PHNX Sun Devils account. Don't worry, have faith. It's all gonna work out. And here we are, like 15 minutes from when that tweet was sent out. Nothing worked out. ASU down, like they lost by 5. And the thing I want to get into before we touch on the positives and we get into like the real numbers of this game, you and I talked a little bit about it before the stream actually started, was Marion Jackson. 2 points tonight, 105 from the field, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. Um, just struggling like all around tonight.
I'm tired. Okay, listen. Oh my god. I'm done with him. Like he is not good. He's not good. He played out of his mind last year at Toledo. He's clearly not meant to be playing Power 5 basketball. He can't score. I'm done excusing it. I'm done being like, "Oh, one of these games is going to figure it out." He's clearly not fucking capable of figuring it out. He's not good enough to be playing on this team. And I'm tired of making excuses. I'm glad Shane's not here to be like, "Oh, give him a break." I'm done. I'm not giving him a break anymore. He's not
Yeah.
good. He needs to perform. We brought him because he was the MAC player of the year. And you know what? The MAC just kind of sucks. Okay? The MAC just kind of sucks. He's not playing against MAC teams. He's playing against 3 of the
No,
top
he's not.
teams in the country.
Yeah.
And he can't do it. He had one good game. He had one good game in this recent stretch of games, and otherwise he's just completely disappeared. You can't have
Yeah.
2 points. You can't have 2 points.
No.
You're not going to
And
beat
I think
USC like that. You're not.
no.
Oh, it's unexcusable. I'm tired of. Listen, I'm
I
just
know.
tired.
Let it out. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Little post game therapy. I'm here. I wish I could give you a hug, but I really can't. I think you're not the only one. I feel like all Sun Devil fans are. They've got to be feeling a lot of the same, right? Because like you said, the expectation is he's going to score when he gets here, right? And that's
Yeah.
just simply not been the case. Jay Heath has outperformed him. It seems like every game. It's just his shot looks better. Um, the IQ, the basketball IQ looks like it's more present with Heath than it is Marion right now. But just overall, I mean, it wasn't just Marion tonight. Like there were a lot of guys who Daphne didn't score tonight. DJ Horn, who usually is ASU's leading scorer, only had 4 points tonight, 1 of 12 from the field. He he hit a 3-pointer and he hit a free throw. Like he literally, it wasn't just Marion. It was Marion. It was DJ. It was so many of ASU's players tonight that quite literally couldn't get the job done, and that's ultimately, why we're standing here talking about a loss as opposed to what we could have been talking about in some other multiverse is ASU upsets number 19 USC at home to finally kick things into gear and build some momentum. Instead, here we are just left scratching our head with like, oh yeah, here we go again type of game.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris was talking about how about my day and how I'm grumpy. I was when I was like, you know what? I have had a long day, and then I was watching this game, and I was like, listen, look, like they're doing it. They're making this day worth it. They're making this long day worth it. I was ready to come into the show with a bunch of energy. I truly believed. I truly believed, and then they shattered my heart into a million little pieces.
Yeah, that's what they do.
So yes, Chris, I am grumpy because that's what ASU basketball does to you.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong whatsoever. Um, we could go on and talk about the negatives forever in this game, but there were three big positives in my eyes here. We'll start with the first and foremost, Jalen Graham. Guy, just he looked regardless of the other team. He looked like the best player on the court every minute that he was on the court tonight.
No, I
Career
agree.
high 19 points.
Yeah, no, he had a career performance, and if like not just stay negative, but if I'm him, I'm irate that my teammates ruined this for me. Like he had a career
Yeah.
performance, and they still couldn't get the win. But no, it's like Chris says, I do have energy. It's just not positive. And you're right, and it is warranted because this team is disappointing.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, listen, that's one thing about this ASU team is like when they have these games, there's always something that you can be like, at least this happened. Like there's always something positive about these teams. At least they're not just embarrassing. This isn't a U of A football level. Just like every game, it's like, what's the point of showing up? Like every game
Yeah.
they give you something exciting. They give you a reason to believe. And I do keep falling back on the fact that like we're gonna get through this stretch of games and we're gonna play teams that are on our level. We're not like we're hanging in. This is 3 straight games where we've hung in with ranked
Yeah.
teams. Like
Yeah.
so like there's reason to be positive, but it's just so defeating when you have such a great performance from Graham and it's for naught. But you would definitely have to give him his flowers. He's clearly the player of the game on both teams. I think he was easily the best player on the court tonight.
Yeah.
And it was really good to see him perform at that high of a level. I think he's somebody that just keeps improving. And especially these last few games has played outstanding. So definitely flowers for him.
Yeah. I mean, Kamani Lawrence, he stepped up too. 14 points, ASU's second highest score tonight. 50% from the field, 8 boards, and overall just looked like a veteran player, which is something that ASU, you know, looks like they needed at times this season. They needed that veteran presence. They needed somebody to step up and make the passes that some of these other guys just can't or haven't. And it just kind of sucks, kind of like you said, like Jalen Graham, Kamani Lawrence, both having really, really solid nights. But outside of those two, like if Graham didn't go off, if Kamani didn't have a solid game, this would have been a blowout.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I mean, Bobby talked about like Kamani's value in our interview with him the other day, but like it's we're supposed to be guard you, and our guards really aren't doing anything.
No, they're doing absolutely nothing
At all. And like, but Kamani played really well. Like he was one of 5 players with at least 2 blocks. Maybe we're block you now. I don't know. But
block you. I'm here
he,
for it.
blocks are exciting. Blocks are one of the most exciting plays in basketball, in my opinion. So I'll
I
take
agree.
it. They're just fucking into the third row swats. But yeah, no. Our front court in general, with the exception of Gaffney, but I mean, Enoch, Jalen, Kamani, they all played, I think, really well. It's just unfortunate they didn't get any support really from the backcourt.
Yeah.
But yeah, as
Hey, it is what it is. And I know a lot of ASU fans are bummed that they lost, but Shane is happy because they covered.
true, they did cover. That was a big thing. And unfortunately for him, he was not here. He spent a lot of this last week in Mobile, Alabama, partying it up at the Senior Bowl, so he could not place any bets on America's top-rated sportsbook app, DraftKings. Totri, I know I'm sure we'll talk about the Super Bowl and who we think, because after all, it is the moment we have been waiting for since September. It's finally here. And in honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. If you're not a new customer, you can experience Super Bowl 56 with same-game parlays. You hit a pretty big same-game parlay the other night with the Suns, didn't you?
Yeah, I hit a 7-legger the other night. Tonight, the Suns weren't as kind to me, though.
Yeah, but we're not gonna focus on that. We're gonna focus on that big 7-game parlay that you hit the other day. But if you wanna be like Totri, get into that same game parlay action. Do that. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code PHNX, and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code PHNX at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. I'm glad I did not bet on ASU tonight because they would have broken my heart twice.
Smart man. Smart man. At this point in the season, I feel like we've all learned. Don't bet with your heart. Okay? Got to bet with your head at this point in the season.
Yeah, I bet with my heart too many times and it hurts. That actually feeds really well into my lyric of the game. I am not Shane.
Really, it's a spitting resemblance.
I'm better. Well, take a look at this. My face, and it's so much
Even better.
My lyric for today is from I don't know. That's Shane. I just popped my head on top of the graphic. I didn't put that much work in. But my lyric today is from Rod Wave, "Hard on Ice," and I'm gonna sing it because part of what makes this song so good is the pain that you can hear in his voice, and I feel like you can hear it in my voice. Heart been broke so many times, don't know what to believe. I could keep singing. Mama said it's my fault. It's my fault. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's exactly how I feel. My heart's been broke too many goddamn times. And I don't know what to believe anymore because I want to believe that this team is good. I want to believe this team can do something. And then every time they have a chance, they don't. They fucking don't. They break my heart.
Listen. Part of my job description is to bring you and Shane back to reality because Shane we know is the resident optimist on this show. Okay. And I feel like sometimes you can also be that way. Right, a little optimistic, especially when it comes to ASU basketball. Look, when it comes to this team, at this point in the season, you should go to their schedule and you should mark every game as an L until proven otherwise. Because that's how they play basketball. That's how they play. They play to lose. They don't play to win.
Yeah, I mean, like every game I go into it and I'm like, hey, they might be able to do it, but at the same time, I'm not putting my money on it. Like I quite literally am not going to DraftKings and putting my money on it because they haven't given us a reason to believe to truly believe that they're going to win a game. And again, like I've said, they're going to play easier opponents later in the season. Yes, Chris, I really do need a hug. Totri and Shane left me here all alone, and
sorry,
I have
man.
a hug
I even
from
took
nobody.
David with me.
Yeah, David can give you a hug. But I can't give me one.
Give yourself a hug, Shawn. Go ahead. There you go. That's the kind of night that it was. That's 100% the kind of night that it was. Shawn, let's pull up the numbers and see why you have to give yourself a hug.
It's pure pain. Also, before we get to this, I am much like Bobby Hurley. I literally have not eaten today. So
rough.
I am dead inside. Maybe that's why I'm so angry, because also
maybe.
ASU has just compounded an issue that I have not eaten today.
Yeah. That's
So
pain, man. That's pain.
Pure pain, almost as painful as these numbers.
Yeah.
What sticks out here to you, Totri?
I mean, if you're watching the game, ASU just they couldn't crash the boards. USC with so many second chance points.
Precisely.
You look at the rebounding. You look at the rebounding right there. USC with almost double the amount of rebounds that ASU had, and then they just couldn't shoot well from behind the arc. Man, 14% is not going to get it done against the top 25 team. I don't care who you're playing, but those are the two numbers that stick out to me. What about you?
Yeah, no, it's the rebounds, specifically the offensive rebounds. USC had 20 offensive rebounds. That you're not going to win like that. And this is two straight games now where we have gotten not only from our defense has kept USC and U of A from shooting well. U of A and USC have both struggled in these games to shoot, and we still couldn't get it done because of the rebounding. And yeah, like David said in the comments, we don't even have the foul numbers up there, and that's another thing that like we talked about earlier. It's going to be hard when you can't get to the board, you can't get to the ball. You're getting out rebounded like this, and you're getting them to the line at a way higher rate than you are. But it's been the same story every single game. They have the worst field goal percentage in the Pac-12. And the 3-point percentage is worse somehow than their already abysmal average. 14.3% from three, like you said, is not going to get it done. It's embarrassing. I really am just at a loss for words. The assist numbers are crazy though. 16 assists is high for ASU, I feel like.
Very high.
And it's just sad when you see these little glimmers of hope that give you reasons to believe that they're playing well, and they still don't get it done.
I mean, you mentioned it's just the rebounding specifically is an embarrassing stat like that.
Yeah.
It really is tough, but we're not going to leave them with just being embarrassed. I embarrassed myself a little bit on yesterday's show. Now that the game is finally over, Shawn, can you roll my embarrassing clip of the take that I had the other day?
I just want to preface this by saying that before the game even ended, I had this titled as Totradamus, a play on Nostradamus.
Oh, wow.
Because you can see the future, except for the fact that you quite clearly can't. Roll clip.
I think, and this is gonna be my bold take. Okay, I'm full of them. ASU is gonna beat USC tomorrow, and they'll lose to UCLA, and then they will turn around and they will beat Arizona at home.
What happened there, bud?
I made a bad decision. I did exactly what I told you not to do, and after talking with Hurley yesterday, I was fairly confident that ASU could get the job done tonight. And we saw it for a lot of the reason initially I told you to pull that clip was because I'm gonna be like, look, I can't see the future. But here we are now. The last 3 minutes of this game happened, and now I look like an idiot.
Yeah, you played yourself because I was ready to give you your flowers. I pulled the clip and I was just like, hey, look, Totri called it, and then I was gonna be like, hey, you know what this means now? We have to beat U of A. Now I feel like we're gonna lose to U of A by 73,000 points because you've cursed us.
I did this now.
You cursed us.
Not my doing. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm not. That's not on me, man. They did it to themselves. They shot themselves in the foot. They were the better team tonight, and they lost the game. USC didn't win it.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right. It's like you said, you pulled that clip because you thought they were going to win, and you had every reason to think that. And it just, I don't know. Because it's funny because like a lot of times when ASU like gets out to leads or keep getting close, I'm sitting there being like, all right, well, like this is fun, but when's it gonna fall off? But tonight I was like, even when they were down a little bit, I was like, oh, but I like just wait. And then like at the beginning of the second half, I think it was Jalen Graham. He like shot one of his patented ugly ass hooks and tied the game. And I was just like, this feels like at that moment, it was the beginning of the second. I was just like, oh, ASU's winning this game. I just could feel it, and throughout the game, I felt it, and it still just didn't happen. It just didn't happen.
That was a big game. This was a big game. Not only obviously for tonight, but you figure they're back at home now. They've got the stretch with USC, UCLA, Arizona, and then they've got Washington. Washington, I believe, they're on the road for. But these next few games against UCLA, U of A, if ASU wins tonight, right, that's incentive for everybody here in Tempe to be like, look, the Sun Devils just beat the number 19 team in the country. Show up to these next two games against top 10 teams, right? Obviously, people are going to show up for the U of A game because it's a rivalry, but this UCLA game is going to be pretty big too. Like, if they win here tonight, that is such a big incentive to get people to come out to a place where, quite honestly, the crowd made up for the fact that the capacity here was minimal. It felt like it was 35, maybe 40% full, which for a Thursday night, most of these kids don't have classes tomorrow, and it's a top 25 matchup against USC.
I was going to ask you,
that's not going to happen.
No. What was the atmosphere like? We had our director of sales there, actually, Max, and he sent us a picture of the crowd, and it obviously doesn't look very full, but he said they were going bonkers. And I feel like you could feel that, you could hear that through the TV. What was the atmosphere like there?
Yeah, there were moments where the crowd, like that, you couldn't tell how many people were here because the people that were here at moments in the game made it feel like it was a packed house. A bunch of times when Jalen Graham had gotten some blocks, when Kamani Lawrence dished it out a couple times. There was a big three that I believe DJ Horn hit that the crowd lost it. So there were times where this place definitely erupted. But quite honestly, I don't think you're going to see that again until the U of A game. And then after that game, you won't see it the rest of the season because there's no point in fans to come.
Yeah, I can't say I disagree with you. It's just, I mean, you see what we're going through. It's and I mean, Shane mentioned it. The fan base is already kind of disillusioned to this team because a lot of them don't watch the game. They see the score and they just think, what's the point? And that's I don't think it's fair because a lot of these games are really interesting and ASU does some things that give you reason to be excited. But tonight is just deflating. That's why they got to do something against U of A.
Yeah, 100%. It's just so tough to think after this that they will, because you want to think that they'll finally clean it all up, but like they just won't, man. I'm telling you right now, they led tonight by 8 points and lost by 5.
Yep, I feel like
that was in the second half.
I feel like this is a good time to pull out the Bobby Hurley mood board.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I am 100% at a 1. Like when the clock hit 0, that was my face of just like pure just question of like how do you manage to blow that lead to a USC team that you're locking down defensively? Like, again, it was a game that didn't come down to USC winning. It was all, I mean, at the end there, you could argue the fouls are the reason that they lost the game.
Yeah. If you're in the chat, let us know what you are. I am an 8. I'm just kind of, and I feel like I've said that before. I'm kind of just looking at the ceiling, being like, what's like, just like annoyed because this is it. Like we've said, game they could have and should have won, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So
it's pain.
What are you supposed to do? David said he feels like a 2. And yeah, that's another good one. It's just kind of like kissing your teeth. Just just kind of speechless. Like,
it's bad, man. You know what else leaves people speechless?
What's that?
PHNX merch.
You're right. Q promo. Do you have anything coming on the PHNX app or on the PHNX app, the PHNX site?
I will be having stuff here in the next couple of days, kind of just analyzing the further stretch for ASU basketball, and then crossing my fingers that we've got an ASU football piece, kind of breaking down some potential hires and potentially the future of the ASU football program.
Love that. Well, Valentine's Day is around the corner, and Go PHNX membership, it makes the perfect Valentine's gift.
It does.
If you head over to the PHNX Locker, check out our merch. Our shirts are some of the most comfortable shirts they are the
they're
most
fire.
comfortable shirts that I own, and I am not saying that in any type of get behind the brand. I don't care if Satan himself handed me these shirts. I would still say they're the most comfortable shirts. Currently, we have. I know they teased on the Sun show some new Suns designs coming out soon. I know we've been kicking around some ideas for some new ASU shirts, but the shirts that we have on there now are clean. Head over to the PHNX Locker, pick up maybe a sticker pack for $5 or any t-shirt for $29.99. Pick up a membership and you get a free t-shirt. PHNX is just it's the future. Oh, how could I forget? The Phoenix Rising.
PHNX Rising.
The PHNX Rising, they had their first show today. Their new shirt is clean. Just like Chris said, absolute fire. I threw that in the cart immediately, just waiting to get paid tomorrow, and I am getting that shipped straight to my house.
I love it.
I am super excited. But yeah, head over to the PHNX Locker, pick up a shirt, pick up two, pick up maybe every single one. We constantly have deals going on. And like I said, if you're a new member, you get a free t-shirt. So David says he wants a shirt with my signature smolder. I think if I got a shirt with my face on it, Shane would kill me because he wants one with his face on it. And if I get one first,
we need one with all three of our faces.
Very sad boy. Now that is a guaranteed seller. Put that on Paris Fashion Week.
I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here for it. But look, do we have? Did David send in the clips by chance of possibly some audio?
He did, because David is a very good intern, but they will not upload. They will not upload because StreamYard sucks. So we don't have them, sadly.
That's very unlucky. Well, I imagine the conversation went a lot like, we lost. I wish we won.
I mean, I know David did send them to me, and he did say that Kamani was talking, and he did say that it's not their first time losing a game like this. It's been kind of like this all year, and that is just
gotta be painful.
But it's defeating. It's just like, holy shit! Like they keep losing games like this. Like he said, it's been like this all year, and it's just, you have to feel, because like we've talked about it. We talked about it with Bobby. Like, this is clearly a team that cares and that tries, and it just sucks so bad to see them like just keep consistently coming up short.
And you got to feel for the ASU fan base, right? Like with everything that's going on with the football program, you got to believe that Sun Devil fans want to cling to something. They're so desperate to cling to just any team that wins, right?
Yep.
And they just can't come through at the end. Like it is really tough. Like, it is tough to be, like, I imagine, to be an ASU fan right now. But hey, what's the saying? It's always darkest right before sun comes up. I don't know, something like that. That's
always.
That's what it's.
You got the gist of it, yeah. But no, like,
I got the gist. It's dark. It's dark.
Listen, I mean, you look at. I know we keep bringing them up, but like I at least I keep bringing them up. Look at what U of A's gone through. The football team has sucked, but now they have like a new coach, and they have, which is, don't misconstrue this as me calling for a new coach. I like Bobby, but they brought in a new coach, and they have a really good recruiting class, and there's hope. And I don't feel like they would be like, all this excitement is coming from the fact that they sucked so bad. So I just think, like, the pain that we're going through right now is is only a product, is only going to make the success that we have in the future that much more exciting. David, our terrific intern, giving us more from the presser after the game. Apparently, Bobby said that it was DJ Horn's decision to attempt a 2 at the end of the game, and that he drew up a play for the 3 of the timeout. Horn elected to go for 2. Hurley says he assumes Horn thought they would attempt to foul again. So that's very interesting. That Bobby is kind of, I don't want to say throwing Horn under the bus, but kind of throwing Horn under the bus, and that Horn elected to ignore
I mean, it's
Bobby.
just a bad decision. Just a
No,
bad
I agree.
decision.
And
Like, you got it. Like, you're down 3. Go for the 3.
yeah, and it sucks because you have to wonder if it's like a thing where they've struggled so much to shoot the 3, that he's just like didn't have the confidence to do it. But regardless, yeah, you're down 3. You have to. I think you have to shoot that, especially if your coach is drawing up a play to to shoot 3. Like if Bobby had drawn up a play to go for 2, I'm not blaming Horn at all. Obviously, like
I still think you take a 3.
But yeah,
like even if Bobby drew up the 2, you go for 3, right?
Yeah.
You're down 3 points. USC, you know they've shot fairly well from the free throw line, at least in that last 2-minute period. Like, you don't really have a choice. So the 2-point shot is just a complete head scratch to me, regardless if you thought they were going to foul. Like, you've got to go for the tie. Why go for with 10 seconds and counting left? Like, at some point, you're going to have to shoot the 3, assuming they make their free throws.
Yeah, I don't even know really what to like. It's amazing because I don't feel like for all that you can say about this team, I don't feel like they don't play stupid. Like they don't make, like they may play sloppy at times, I guess you could argue, but they don't make dumb decisions, I don't think. And so it's just it's surprising to see them that they did something like this, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Again, ASU falling short for the Trojans, 58-53. Shawn, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Not about this, but I feel like this is a good time to move on to something positive and promote the fact that we have Corey Jacobs, the father of ASU commit Javine Jacobs, on the show tomorrow. We definitely something exciting coming, and something positive. There's the future to look forward to. So definitely join us for that tomorrow.
Oh yeah, a lot to ask him about his son's journey to ASU, kind of being the hometown hero. Went to a local high school here, just a freak athlete, to be honest. So we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him a little bit about the recruiting process that the family kind of underwent from not only ASU but a bunch of other schools, and obviously how he feels about the current state of the program as a dad. So a lot to really dig into tomorrow at 3 p.m.
Yeah, I also have to mention, I didn't want to miss David's comment. Apparently, Jalen Graham was sick tonight, so it was a little bit of a flu game for him, and he had the best game of his career. So,
what can you say?
Again, got to be real upset that he got up.
2.0.
You got to get Jalen Graham or Michael Jordan. You decide.
Jalen Graham.
Yeah, true, fair. But yeah, no, that's all I have. Anything from you, Totri?
Yeah, overall, I mean, ASU at this point, it's the bars to the floor is in terms of expectations. So I guess you can only go up from here. That's my final note of positivity on the show. But something super positive aside from tomorrow's show is that if you're listening or watching, you can go follow PHNX Sun Devils on social media. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. Shawn, where can the peeps follow you?
You can follow me at Shawn_DePaz, where I'm sure to be in pain. The lights turned on here. I wish they would turn on for the Sun Devils basketball team. Don't know how that happened. But yes, follow me at Shawn_DePaz. Go tell us which face you are on the Bobby Hurley mood board. Tell us literally anything about why we should be happy, because I need send me like some puppy gifts or something, or some funny TikToks.
Gifts?
Gifts. We're not getting into this, Totri. We're not getting into this. I'm already upset.
You're
I'll
right.
drive to DFA
You're
right
right.
now.
You're
Send
right.
me something happy.
Nobody should come in.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening, for watching, and you can catch us Friday at 3 p.m. for another big show. But for now, peace.